Alright, welcome to this video on Khan Academy. I'm going to show you problem sets today. So in this video we're going to navigate to third grade. So we assume, first of all, that you have signed in, so your name, your username should appear in the top right. And then to the top left is the courses drop-down menu. Under courses we're going to pick third grade. That'll get us to the third grade content, and then we'll scroll down, pick a unit out of here. Let's do addition, subtraction, and estimation. This unit has 16 skills. I know that because it says in the top left here that I've mastered 800 points out of the 1600. So the denominator here, 1,600, tells us how many points are available. Each skill is worth 100 points, so 1600s means I have 16 skills in this section. Now I've worked on some of them. This first one looks like I have 50 points out of 100. That happens when you get some of the questions right and some of the questions wrong. You've gotten enough to make it clear that you've learned, but you're only familiar, you haven't demonstrated mastery, you haven't gotten everything right, and you haven't gotten it right yet on a unit test. The only way to get to 100 out of 100 is to get a skill correct in the unit test once it was already to 80. So if you did this set of questions, got all of them right, it would get you from the 0 points you were at to start with to 80 out of 100. To go from 80 out of 100 to 100 out of 100, you have to get that skill correct on the unit test at the end. Okay, so we're going to pick one of these. Oh, let's say, looks like I haven't done this one yet. I haven't tried it. Strategies for adding 2 and 3-digit numbers. Under there, we've got break apart 3-digit addition problems. Okay, let's try that. Practice. Here's my question. It says, what do we get when we break apart 283 plus 605 using place value? Okay, well, first thing I notice down here is that I've got 4 circles. 2 of them are green, which actually means I did start to do this, and it remembered that I got the first 2 problems correct. When they turn green, it's because you've correctly answered a problem. So I've correctly answered the first 2 problems out of the 4 in this set. We're working on the third one. Okay, so back to the question, 283 plus 605, we break it apart using place value. We would get 200s, all of those have that. We have 600s, 600, so this doesn't have the 600, so this question is wrong. We can click this little symbol, this little squiggle with the pencil down here. If you do that, you can write on the screen. So it gives me color choices. I'll put it on red, and I'll say, this isn't the right answer, just to remind myself I've eliminated that. So then we look at the tens. There's 8 tens here, so I should find 80. Yep. There's 0 tens here, so I shouldn't add any more tens, so this isn't right. And then let's just confirm, this is 200s, 600s, 80, no more 10s from the 605, and then there's 3 ones, and there's 5 ones, so that's correct. Now, I'll take that off of there, I'll select the correct answer, and I'll check. Alright, and it gives me this message. I've gotten 3 out of the 4 right, which means to Khan that I've demonstrated familiarity with this topic. So now I have 50 points out of 100. You say, wait a minute, I got 3 out of 4 right. Shouldn't that be 75 out of 100 points? No, because this is not a percentage of the questions that you're getting right. This is telling you, or it's supposed to indicate, how much have you demonstrated? And it's not a percentage scale, it's a meaningful scale. Like if you haven't demonstrated any proficiency, then you're at a 0. If you've demonstrated that you know enough that that probably wasn't by chance that you answered these correct, then you're familiar with the topic. And if you answer them all correct, they say you're proficient, but not mastered, because we want to claim that mastery means that you not only did it right once, but you did it again on another occasion in the context of a mixed review where it didn't tell you with the title what type of problem it was. It just asks you a question, and it's an assortment of questions. Okay, so we'll press on to the next question. Which expression could be used to find the value of 707 plus 253? They tell me to choose one answer. Pause right there. Sometimes questions will tell you to choose 2 correct answers or 3 correct answers, or sometimes they'll say choose any that are true. So read carefully. It's important that you answer what the question was and give them the number of answers they're expecting. Okay, so which expression could be used? So this is 700s plus 200s plus 5 tens plus 7 tens. Is that good so far? We've got 700s, 200s, 5 tens, 7 tens. Ooh, I don't see any 7 tens. So we'll get rid of that one. This one says 700s and 200s. That's true. The next one says 700s and 000s. Well, this one has 200s, so that's not okay. So again, this one's B. Let's say I click C. Well, we know it was B. We got the right answer, but I just misclicked. Okay? That's something that happens sometimes. You click the wrong thing because you weren't attentive to answering the question carefully. You can't convince the computer that you knew what you were doing unless you enter your answer correctly. That's actually really helpful that Khan Academy does that, because it's teaching us to be precise about our data entry. Data entry really is a big deal. There are companies that lose a lot of money because of misentered data, and that really affects people's lives. So this is not just training to understand the math, but also to be careful in your practices, careful in your work, careful in your data entry. All right. So I pick try again because I didn't get it correct. I say, oh, I meant to pick B. I'm going to check that answer. And there we go. We get the confetti, we get the star, but it doesn't change it to a green because I got it wrong the first time. All right, so we'll show summary. It says I did awesome. I did kind of awesome. I still want to do better than that. So I'm going to do it again and get them all right eventually. But that's good. Gave me some points. We click done. We see that that skill is now at 50 out of 100 points because I got 3 of the problems right, 1 of the problems wrong. All right. Next thing we're going to do is say, oh, I want to do that again. So I click back into it. I say, yeah, let's do that again. And here's my first problem. Which addition problem is the same as 134 plus 440? Well, that's 100 and 400. So these two, A and C, are good, but B isn't. I want 30 and 40, so 30 and 40. That's okay, but it's not the right one. 30 and 40, 30 and 40, that's both good. This one has 4 ones. That one has 0 ones. Both of these have 4 ones. But this one has 3 ones. Well, I don't have 3 ones anywhere here, so it's not that. So I'll pick A. Now notice something else. At the bottom, it says, way to go. See a step-by-step solution. Let's say that I had guessed on that because I didn't really know what I was doing. Okay, so I guess I got it right. I could just go to the next one, but that wouldn't be using the learning tool to your advantage as a learner. If you don't understand it, even if you get the right answer, you should use this step-by-step solution to see how they thought about it. So we'll click on that, and it tells us we can think of 134 as 100, a 30, and a 4. We can think of 440 as a 400 and a 40. So 134 plus 440 equals the 100, the 30, and the 4, plus the 400 and the 40. And if you rearrange that so the hundreds are together, because this is commutative, the addition is commutative, so we can put the 400 over here, then we can put the 40 over here, right? So the answer is in order 100 plus 400 plus 30, etc. Okay, so yeah, that's cool. Now I kind of know what I'm doing, and I'm going to use that idea the next time. Which of the following is equal to 356 plus 529? Well, let's do it kind of like they did. Let's say 300 plus the 500, we'll group our hundreds, plus the 50, plus the 20, plus the 6, plus the 9. So I'm going to look for a phrase like this, only instead of writing it out in numbers, this one has text. All right, so I've got 300s, all of those are good. I've got 500s, all of those are good. I've got 5 10s. This one says 5 10s. That one also says 5 10s. This one does not, so we know this is not okay. We've got 2 more 10s right here. So this doesn't have any more 10s, but this one does. So that one's out because it didn't have the 2 10s, and that means this is the only one left. So just to confirm, it should also have a 6 and a 9. Let's see. 6 1s and 9 1s. All right. So we'll pick that, check. We get confetti, we get a star. It says good work because we did good work. On we go. Next, which of the following is equal to 961 plus 24? Okay, so 961 and 24. Oh, I'm getting good at this, so we're on fire now. Here we go. Next one. We have 100 and 600, 100 and 600. All of those are good. We have 8 10s and 0 10s. 8 10s and 0 10s. This is the only one that agrees. So it must be that one. There's 9 1s and 8 1s. That's all true. Okay, good. Yay us. We got all of them right. We show summary. It says, awesome, you leveled up. That's because I got all of them right instead of only 3 of 4. And now, my points for that skill are at 80 out of 100. I got them all right, but I'm at 80 out of 100 because I need to still get a question like that correct on the unit test when I'm being tested on a whole bunch of different topics at the same time. And that's the way this works.